What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Stadium Drive podcast presented by Manscaped. What I need you to do is you need to go to manscaped.com, use our promo code STADIUM for 20% off and free shipping. You literally cannot beat the deal. My personal favorite is the Lawnmower 3.0. It's everything you can need in a razor, shaver, wireless, electric razor, whatever you want to call it. Also, I got big news from Manscaped today. Can't let the cat out of the bag, but something crazy is coming. Be on the lookout. And also, I want to give a shout out to my boy Austin, longtime friend of mine. We know what you're battling right now, man. You're definitely going to get through it. So we will have multiple beers together sometime very, very soon. So I am here with Brad and Joe. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
Just hanging out. Y'all want to start off by talking about these NFL projections that came out today from
Absolutely.
USA Today?
Brad can't wait for that.
What an absolute joke.
Whoa.
Absolute joke.
For anybody that doesn't know, they projected the Giants to have the worst record in the NFL.
They did. Yep. They projected the Giants to go, what, 2-14?
Yeah.
2-14.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's the reality, that's just what they're going to have.
I mean, they were spot on with the Redskins going 5-11. I mean, that's about right.
We're going to give the Skins 3 more wins, and it'll be good.
The Giants are going 8-8 this year.
Here we go.
The Giants are going 8-8, and the reason why is their schedule is not that bad. They're going to split. They're going to split with the Cowboys and the Eagles. They're going to sweep the Skins. That's 4 wins right there.
Wow.
Okay, they're going to beat Chicago. They're going to beat Cincinnati. They're going to beat Cleveland, and that's their 8 wins.
Wow. What about the Bengals projected 5 wins? Burrows is going to get them 5 wins. You think?
No way.
No.
No.
I don't know. Probably not. It's not going to be against the Giants. Giants are going to beat them, so that's a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't see the Bengals winning. I mean, I don't see the Bengals winning 5. They've got the Jags projected better than the Giants, and the Jags hardly have a team.
I mean, the Giants made a lot of moves this offseason, and the Jags traded all their people away. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I'll never read a USA Today article again. That guy should be fired. He should be shot. Whoever wrote that should be shot for that.
Jeez, Brad.
Well,
seriously, that is a horrible thing. 2-14
with a BB gun.
With a BB gun. No, I don't like violence. So that was.
Brad, I got a question. Does the winner this year is it an asterisk since there's not going to be fans? Like, there's no home field advantage.
Well, are there going to be? Do you think there's going to be fans, or what do you think?
No, Joe Buck's already said that basically the Fox is getting prepared to use fake fans and fake crowd noise.
Yeah,
well, the Falcons have been doing that for years, so
that is true. That is true. I don't know. I still think it's super early, but I mean, you have to plan for these things way in advance. I could see I don't know. Gosh, damn it. It's so messed up. I don't even like thinking about it because we're probably not going to have baseball this year. And yeah, there's probably not going to be any fans at NFL games. I don't know what college is going to do. It's aggravating.
I mean, we can talk. We'll talk in college in a second because I have a hot take about that. But
real quick, one more thing with the Giants record. I put 8-8 like on March 23rd. This is before all the Corona, anyways. So it's pinned to my my page. It's gonna be a hot take. 8-8 at least. Could be 10-6. Could be 6-10. Could be 10-6. But I'm expecting 8-8. I will bet on it. I will 100% bet on it.
With Joe, I'm not trying to bet. Joe likes to bet.
So you want to bet? I've got Giants in under 8.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's hard.
Take that.
We have time to talk about it. Let me see if they re-sign Marcus Golden, and if they do that, then I'll definitely take the bet.
All right. What do you guys think about? They projected the Dolphins to win 6 games. They projected them 6-10.
I mean, they've spent money.
Spent a lot.
I think the defense can win them 6 games.
Yeah.
They gotta running backs, like 2 running backs, that Jordan Howard and Breida.
Yeah.
So,
Who's going to be the backup? Who's going to be the quarterback when – is Fitzpatrick going to be the quarterback when Tua gets hurt?
I don't even think Tua starts this year.
Yeah, you're
and if he
probably
does,
right.
it'll be like towards the end.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things where like Fitzpatrick or somebody, or I don't even know if he's still with. I'm assuming he's still with the team. He'll get the start on a few games, and then he won't do as well as people want him to, and they'll be screaming for Tua.
Breaking news: DeAndre Baker is going to be arrested, and so is the Seahawks cornerback. So I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know if I'm going to make that bet. We'll see.
Jeez. Didn't DeAndre Baker go to Georgia?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, shout out.
And
UGA.
Giants fans absolutely hate him. They do not like him. I'm like, he's a rookie. Like, he was a rookie last year. Come on. Like,
how you in the NFL and you get arrested for armed robbery?
Dude, questionable decision by him. I like the Chiefs projection 12-4, the Ravens projection 13-3. The Colts going what?
They predicted Saints to win the Super Bowl over the Ravens.
Yeah.
I could see that.
The Saints are strong, boy.
Obviously, they know that Jameis is going to take over for Drew Brees. And
all right. Well, that was the Stadium Drive podcast. We'll talk to you guys later. The Colts going 11-5. I'm not exactly sure I see that.
With Phillip Rivers? Come on. All the weapons that he had in San Diego, or I guess Los Angeles, and yeah, no way. I don't
Phillip Rivers isn't that much of an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
So it's going to be interesting.
Danny Dimes is going to have a great season, I think.
Who?
Danny Dimes.
Who was that?
Okay, Brad.
Anyway, let's move on to a little bit of college. You guys want to talk about the tweet that we tweeted out last night?
Yeah, how many retweets was that?
I don't even know. A bunch. It was –
last I checked, it was 99. That was like last night.
Yeah, it's a bunch. It was if you were a 5-star recruit and you could visit 5 schools of your choice, what would the schools be? I know mine was like Miami, Texas, Alabama, Oregon, and then USC. And that was my 5.
Shout out Danny Boy Kane. If he just said Miami.
That's it.
I mean, if he would visit Miami 5 times. He gets 5 official visits, he would visit Miami 5 times.
Yeah, that's true fan.
Yeah. If he would have said anybody other than Miami, I would have deleted my Twitter and just fake. Of course, Danny Boy Kane only wants to visit Miami.
Yeah, that's a true fan. That's the you look up true fan in the dictionary, you're gonna find a picture of Danny Boy Kane, because that is 1,000% true fan.
Yeah, I would go with just whoever like paid me probably.
Okay, so Tennessee,
Georgia,
Tennessee for sure.
I'd
go to Miami just because I like that atmosphere.
Yeah, Tennessee's throwing major back. We've talked about this in previous podcasts, but they are just throwing major stimulus bags right now.
I mean, if it was early 2000s or whatever, I'd definitely go to Miami.
Oh, God, I wish I had
Of course.
I was listening to an FSU podcast, and they said that the number of commitments right now compared to like last year, or compared to the last 2 years, there's more people committed this year than the last 2 years at this time combined.
As like overall in NCAA?
Like at this time on May, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's more kids committed now in this year's class than there was the last 2 classes combined at this time.
As far as Florida State specifically?
No, of prospect.
Everybody. I got you. Yeah.
So they're basically saying that if this pandemic ever gets over, that there's going to be so many decommits.
Oh yeah, I mean, people
are going to shatter the records of decommitments because kids are just basically committing to save a spot just in case, like, they can't visit or anything. Yeah, that's all it is. If everything was to open back up, it would go. Yeah, it would get. So I mean, I think Tennessee's, they obviously had a good start, but I think they're going to have decommitments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah. Miami news. We got Isaiah Walker. He transferred in. Everybody could see that coming. I have I don't get me wrong. huge Miami fan. I am so happy he is now a Hurricane because it is a position of need. He's a pretty good player, but I don't know. I kind of get one of these, if you're not with us, you're against us. Why didn't he choose us 4 or 5 months ago? Why is he now saying the U is back? It's kind of like, and like I tweeted out the other day and I was like, look, if Florida would have came through with their promise, he would still be a Gator. So it's not like,
yeah,
but I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm super glad he's a Cane, but I don't know.
There's either two things. Like you said, there was either Florida promised him something, they went back on it, and he was like, I'm out, or he's like a head case, and he's just like, I didn't, and he was one of the guys that I followed his recruitment in high school, and he didn't really seem like that because he was committed to South Carolina for the longest, and he decommitted, and then he kind of weighed his options and then chose Florida, but it's not a playing time thing because they're not doing anything right now. You know what I mean? So I think we all know what the alleged promise was if they would have came through. Well, and Florida is about to get a transfer, so that may have had something to do with it. Like they promised him something like just maybe even just playing time, and they're about to get a transfer from Mississippi State.
True.
So maybe that backed out, but I don't think he's going to be eligible to play. So
probably not.
Anytime you're like, you got to wait a year on a kid who, I mean, he could easily be 390 pounds, like sitting out a year. Like you just never know with offensive linemen, kids that coming out of high school.
Yeah. Is there going to be college football this year, you think? Because Emmert came out and said if there's no people in school or whatever by August or in the fall, that there won't be college football. Now, the NFL can play with no fans, but
yeah. I'm just gonna stay optimistic. I've seen where some SEC schools have already put a plan in place to have students back. Miami's president came out with something last week talking about how he has a plan to get students back. I don't know.
I think that some schools will, I mean, obviously like a lot of the southern schools will probably be back, but I don't think like New York colleges are going to be back. I don't think that California colleges are going to be back.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if not every team is able to participate, is it just like a glorified like scrimmage year? Like whoever wins next year, if not every team's eligible to play or is allowed to play, it's going to be just a bunch of scrimmages. Like it's asterisk to whoever wins.
A giant asterisk. I agree.
And if I was a Miami fan, like that would make me mad because y'all got De'Aaron King to basically rent a year.
Yeah.
And now you're just having a bunch of scrimmages. It's almost better to play next year for the future.
Yeah.
Because next year it's going to be basically a bunch of scrimmages. And they've already said that they're thinking about changing the schedules to where if not every team is able to play in your conference, you may play somebody for a home and home.
Yeah.
I tweeted, Florida State plays Clemson twice next year. I'm done with football. I will never watch football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of college football, we have LSU linebacker Tory Carter on here shortly. Talk some football and all the craziness he does. But
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to get like an insight of like what he's going through or what like how colleges are preparing for next year with not being able to like basically do an off season with him. So I'm interested to hear what he has to say about what LSU's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's one of the scariest guys I've seen. I seen him when Miami and
contacts in.
I don't know. I have to ask him. I know when Miami and LSU played 2 years ago, I seen that guy watching the game. I seen that guy with like full face eye paint and his long hair, and I'm like, this guy's gonna kill someone. It was
you got to be good. You got to be good to pull off that look. Because if you're
and he pulls it off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that there's no doubt that the Rona is serious or whatever, but I think it's turning into a political game now.
Did you hear the Prez rant?
Yeah,
it was.
I missed it.
Oh man, it was exactly like he basically said. It was this whole time. It was like, all right, we've got to flatten the curve. That's why we're quarantining. We got to flatten the curve. And now that we flatten the curve, it's like, all right, now all of a sudden it's we have to we can't unquarantine until there's a cure. And it's like we might not have a cure.
Yeah.
Like he said, there's not a cure for cancer. It took 20 years to cure AIDS. Like there's no guarantee that in a couple months or a year that there's going to be a cure.
Yeah. And I really liked what John Michaels said last week, and it's kind of stuck with me. Like, he said he's not living his life in fear. You could walk out the front door and get ran over by a bus or something, you know? So it's just got to keep on keeping on.
Did y'all see that the average death of corona is higher than the average death of just like dying of like natural causes and stuff?
No, I didn't.
Did not. No. Wow.
Joe Rogan Experience. Watch the clip on it today. The average death of corona is higher than just the regular average death.
Shout out Joe Rogan. I was watching his podcast as well today. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We've got UFC back finally. Something.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't get to watch it Wednesday night.
I didn't see the Greg Hardy fight. Did he win that fight?
I haven't.
No,
Why did you ask that?
I saw somebody on Twitter say that it was boring. So,
well, I watched the prelims because I'm cheap, and then none of my friends text me back when I ask if they want to watch it. So, I watched the prelims. Donald Cerrone should have won his fight.
Yeah,
but I see why he lost.
5 straight fights.
He's old. He's lost it. I was very surprised that he didn't retire after that fight because
Cejudo retired after.
He did.
That dude was a beast.
Yeah.
You know what I did watch?
Don't.
90 Day Fiance. Brad, we got to talk about it.
I'll turn.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait for the updates this week.
I'll turn this shit off.
Hudgens. This guy has been to the Ukraine
five times.
She's stood him up 5 times. She never shows. And he just keeps going back and back and back. He's got private investigators like trying to find her, and they're all like, dude.
He straight up fired a private investigator because he was like, you're not doing anything right. He's like, she's not real. And then she shows up.
And then she shows up.
You can't deny what the heart wants. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, The Last Dance is all about how like dedicated and like driven Michael Jordan was.
Yeah.
He has nothing compared to this guy, his fiance. This dude is just, he doesn't care what anybody says.
Now that we have 6 listeners, because everybody's probably turned it off by now. Did you see that ESPN came out with their top 10 NBA list? They've got Jordan 1, LeBron 2, Kobe's 9. I thought Kobe was a little low.
Really?
They've got Tim Duncan 8.
Who was 3? I didn't see it.
3 was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I mean, I don't know.
Kobe was a ball hog.
And what's LeBron?
LeBron makes people better. He makes his teammates better around him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of assists. But, like, you don't score 81 points in a game, though, and, like –
yeah, he's a ball hog.
Yeah, but who's still – if you're a ball – like, Russell Westbrook's a ball hog, and he doesn't score 81.
Well, yeah, Russell Westbrook isn't a top 10 all time.
Yeah. He's got 5 championships, though?
Yeah. Yeah, Kobe's got 5.
He played with really good teams.
Bill Russell was 4, legend.
Yeah.
Totally. Larry Bird.
11 rings there.
Larry Bird's 7. Larry Bird's one of my favorite all-time players. He was
if you just watch his passes behind the back, through the legs, wild. You don't see passes like that anymore.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
A good bounce pass.
Like, yeah. I mean, you don't see it. Yeah.
Just a nice layup.
Just fundamental basketball.
Yeah. Hey, Flint Tropics. But yeah. We appreciate everybody listening who has listened to the Stadium Drive. We created a sports podcast, and then sports gets canceled, which is my luck, which is all of our luck. But
I've never been less like stressed. Like, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
I just miss sports. That's really all. Everything else is fine. I just like I'm honestly ready for NASCAR. We could probably end the podcast with that comment, but I'm ready for NASCAR this weekend. No fans, like something to watch. UFC last weekend, something to watch.
Yeah. Bundesliga this weekend.
I don't know what that is. Yeah. So I just like I'm a huge Braves fan, and I know
Me too.
it just sucks to not get mad at them not beating the Cleveland Indians in May.
I think this was our year this year. I think we could.
Listen, I'm about as big a Braves fan as anybody, and it will never be the Braves' year. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I think
and nothing in the first.
I think we were close.
Right. All right, guys. Y'all want to go ahead and end this shenanigans, all this that we're talking about, and let's bring on Tory Carter. Let's talk some damn smash mouth football.
Yes, but first, people, we need y'all to 5-star us on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, please. If you're listening to this, go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this. Please go rate us 5 stars. Leave a little review.
Even if you've already rated us, after a couple months, you can go back and it counts again. So if you haven't rated us in a while, go back and 5 stars, please. Say
something funny. We'll say it on the podcast. We'll throw your name out there too.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, all right. We'll be right back with Tory Carter. Here we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Stadium Drive podcast. We have a very special guest on this afternoon. But before we get on that, I just want to tell everybody about our sponsor, Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our promo code STADIUM for 20% off and free shipping. All right. Now, we have a special guest, 2019 national champion, LSU fullback, straight out of the 229, Tory Carter. What's going on, man?
What's happening, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hanging out. So, I don't know. Before we get into this wild off season, dude, it's been so I hate it of what's all going on. How did you end up at LSU? And if not LSU, who was your second choice?
Well, so LSU really was the first school to stick out a limb and all as a fullback. So I respected that a lot. Coach Miles, he told me after they offered me and I committed, he was like, there's going to be more fish in the sea after you. Just remember the big fish that offered you first.
Right.
And that stuck in my head for a long time. But after he got fired, obviously I had to, about my future, what they were going to do. But Coach O recruited me. Coach O was the one who found me. Mm-hmm. He showed me to Les Miles. So I got the job, and I was pretty much solidified at LSU. But while he was just the interim, I went to Michigan and checked out Michigan, but it wasn't for me up there.
Yeah, probably too damn cold.
Yeah, did you go up when it was in the winter?
So the whole trip was like it wasn't meant to be. So the trip was scheduled in like November, and I was sick the whole week before, and we're playing in our, I think, second or third round of playoffs. I'm sick as a dog all week. I've had strep throat. And I got that visit on the next day after the game. So Friday night, I'm flying to Detroit, and Saturday I'm going to the game. So I'm sick. We lost in my high school career that night, and I'm on a plane to Michigan the next day.
Damn.
So I get to Michigan, and it's snowing. Never seen before. So they give us these big old jackets, and I'm confused. So after that, Coach Harbaugh picked us up like later on that night, and he picked us up with pizza and milkshakes. Keep in mind now, it's 25 degrees outside and snowing. It snowed like 4 inches already.
Yeah.
Damn.
Gave me a milkshake.
What kind of shit is that?
I was like, I don't know if this gets for me.
That's great, dude.
Got you. So, all right, tell us about this drive. Now you've told us that, or you've came out and said that you drove from Louisiana or from Georgia to Louisiana overnight.
Oh yeah, that's
just
easy one.
You said you were just blaring Metallica and just crushing Redbulls the entire night.
Well, I loaded up at Sam's the night before. hiding all my food stuff. So yeah, I had a case of like a 24-pack of Redbulls, the small cans, and I drink one every hour and a half.
Me and
you know.
Yeah, me and
So that was my first time driving by myself, so I had to make sure I was staying awake, and I didn't want to be late the next day. I want to be the first person to pull up and move in the door.
Yeah. Damn.
So I took off.
Me and Joe's made that drive overnight. Was brutal. We were
just to get out of New Orleans. So we're like,
what is it? 8 hours, something like that? How long is that drive?
Depends.
Yeah, that's true. How many Red Bulls you drank?
Yeah, it depends. That traffic.
Yeah.
Time of day.
But yeah, we left. We were leaving a bachelor party in New Orleans, and we drove overnight. I love New Orleans, by the way. We'll talk about that later, though. So do you wake up pissed off every day, or is it just game day?
Just game day.
Just game day.
Y'all know who Coach Moffitt is, right?
Yeah.
I'm in Moffitt, so Coach Moffitt's thing is he tells us every Friday night or whenever we got something big to do, like when we got a conditioning test in the morning, wake up pissed off. Your piss better be hot when you get here. Okay? Coach O tells us to set your jaw. So it's just kind of like you got to be in a bad mood when you wake up and you got something you got to do. So that's kind of what I took from it. So whenever I need to make sure everybody's pissed off in the morning, I make sure I tweet it out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. We love it. What is so when you're going to play a team, you wake up on Saturday morning, I probably know this answer. What team pisses you off the most that you're ready to crack some skulls?
UGA.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I'm a Georgia fan, man. So I got a couple questions for you later too. But I get my boy Walter. Go ahead, man.
I like that. Is that like a they disrespected you? Do they not offer you or something like that, or?
Well, I mean, it's not just they didn't offer me. It's just kind of how they went about it. It was kind of disrespectful. But that's over with. But when I play Georgia, I always got a little chip on my shoulder.
Ooh,
that's my home team, and they kind of did me dirty, son. So that's how I take it. And I feel like playing with a chip on your shoulder is how you're supposed to play the game.
Love it.
So let's
I grew up a Florida fan, by the way. So
okay.
Wow. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's 2 hours away. It makes sense. It makes sense.
It doesn't.
And Tim Tebow was the man whenever I was like.
I mean, he was good. He was balling.
So let's talk about the off season. How crazy has it been, and what kind of has the coaches have they been able to like communicate with y'all? What have y'all been doing in the off season?
It's been a hectic off season for me. So after the season, I had emergency surgery on my quad. I developed compartment syndrome, and it's pretty much when your leg bleeds internally and it just keeps blowing up. It's normally happens whenever you get in like a car wreck, or like fighters get it a lot whenever they get a lot of blows to the leg. I took a lot of blows to the leg, so it leaked a little bit. So I had to get surgery on that. So I've been working back, getting back, and then this coronavirus hit, so I came home. Good thing it hit a little later than sooner, because I was able to get treatment and get full mobility back in my leg and a little bit of strength, and kind of get cleared to be able to do everything on my own. Yeah. So it's been kind of hectic, but here lately, I've enjoyed it. Being able to have my own schedule when I want to work out. I've been able to get involved in the youth around town and get back a little bit, and it's nothing for me to be able to do that whenever I have this time, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Has the coaches, have they told y'all like maybe what to expect, or like when you can come back to campus or anything like that?
Well, they told us in our meetings today that we'll either be back on the 1st, June 1st, or we'll be back on the 15th. But there's going to be a lot of like safety measures. We're all going to get blood tested to see if we have antibodies, and if we do have antibodies, we're going to see how long it's a whole process that they're going to have to go to, but they said all my coaches said the SEC will be playing football in the fall.
There we go, baby.
Hell yeah.
There we go, baby.
Yeah.
You know the SEC is going to play football. I mean, that's
Now, well, all them they might, you know, I saw it. He's scared.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Because Death Valley is known for like being like the craziest place. First of all, how is it? What is it like playing in Death Valley? Like, how crazy is that?
Surreal.
Especially at night, at like 8 o'clock. Like,
Dude.
Oh, any game.
Yeah.
Night, day, it don't matter in Death Valley. Like whenever the sun's out, our uniforms look better. Whenever it's night, the fans are just more drunk.
Yeah.
What if, say, college football comes back, but there's no fans? Like, what's your opinion on that?
They better have a lot of good audio devices then, because people are going to be missing out on a lot of cracks.
Yeah.
How big a factor are the fans? They just get you so hyped, or do you like? What's your mindset with that?
I don't really. To be honest, I don't play for the fans. I play for the teammates. So
I got you. That's cool. That's a good answer too.
I love. Don't get me wrong. I love fans. Our fans. I love everyone else's fans. You know, even we're away, I love the fans. Like I want you to talk to me. Tell me how bad I am. Tell me how ugly I am and all that. Like that. Okay.
Where's the hardest place to play, like as a road team?
I would say Florida.
Really?
In my past times, I would say Florida. Florida gets loud. And it goes straight up. The stadium like this. Our stadium kind of goes like that. Theirs goes straight up. So it gets loud, but I don't think it's louder than Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley's incredible.
Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, how fun is it playing for Coach O?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. It's
That's
amazing. Awesome. Two things I could say about Coach O. You're never gonna see him not energized, and he is about his business. That's two things.
Damn. Do you understand everything he says, or is there things he says sometimes you have no idea what he's saying?
So it's harder sometimes, like one-on-one, and you know exactly like where he's going with the conversation. But he don't mind if you say, "What'd you say, Coach?" But like whenever he's going, you know exactly what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
Like when he speaks to public, it's easy. He says like gets his point across really well.
Yeah.
Is he the same Coach O we see like in the media, or is he like behind closed doors? Is he just as crazy as like energized?
I mean, obviously he doesn't. Obviously, he tones it back for TV, but like, I mean, you what you would imagine is probably exactly how he is.
That's awesome, man. For Joe Brady, what impact did he have for you guys this past year? And obviously he's left now, so going into next season, what are you guys looking at for that?
Well, we're using everything that we used last year and then some. So we're only going to be building. We have a lot of veteran guys, and Joe Brady really created all those veteran guys. Because I mean, you see the Jamars and the Jets and Terrence and all these guys, but really you don't see like the Racey McMaths, the Trey Palmers, like all these young guys. They're veteran guys just because they they give Jets and Jamar, all those guys, blows during practice.
Right.
And it's like they got all their time. Like I just can't wait for people to really see the other talent we have on our team. Like Racey McMath, he's number 17. You probably see him blow some people up on kickoff. He makes all the plays on special teams.
Oh yeah.
He might be the fastest person on our team right now.
Well, he doesn't make all the plays because we've seen you blow some people up.
Well, he's close.
Speaking of which, I'll talk national championship here in a second, but obviously the SEC championship wasn't a good game, especially out the gate. I mean, a good game.
It wasn't a good game for you,
Brad. On my end. But, Jake Fromm's throwing passes. He's throwing darts, and people are dropping them. And then Joe Burrow escapes, and it's like 45-yard pass to touchdown to start the game. For for you with that, obviously you said that Georgia pisses you off. In that second half, that hit you had on Walter Grant, were you just trying to make a play, trying to hit somebody hard, and then it just, obviously it was a huge hit. I mean, we were just talking about a couple of my buddies were like, hey, Tory, yeah, he's from Valdosta, and then boom, dude's head snaps back, and it's like, what a hit. Did you know at that point that, like, oh, shit, I'm going to get ejected for targeting, or did you?
I didn't. I did not.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know I was getting ejected till one of the equipment guys came and grabbed me and was like, yo, we got to go to the locker room. But no, my intentions weren't to, cause a penalty. I do that. I literally block the same person every week.
Mm-hmm.
So if he didn't know I was coming, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do that every game. Like,
yeah.
I don't care if the ball is selling out the end zone, the whistle's not blown. I'm off.
That's a fullback. That is a fullback.
This year, I took a step back on offense, so I wanted to take a step forward on special teams. Whenever I'm out there on special teams, I got one play. And I'm trying to fire up the defense or the offense. Whoever's coming on the field, I want them fired up and juiced up, ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the role I took over this year. I wasn't as involved, but, that don't matter. I mean, it's all about the team, and if I can get them fired up, go take it down the field and score.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. That's a good way to look at it because, like, so often as fans and then the announcers are sitting in their chairs, drinking beer, doing whatever, and they're like, oh, that was, targeting or whatever. But, I mean, you guys are out at war, for 4 quarters. So trying to make a big play.
Targeting in college is terrible, by the way.
It is horrible.
To be ejected after – there should be like a warning or something. There's so many like targetings that's not really even targeting. Like it's.
I just don't like the consistency of it.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. Like I got called for that penalty once. If that's a penalty, I need to be called for it every game. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hit people like that every game. Like that, I blocked the R4.
Yeah. So what happens after that? You get ejected for targeting, and then you just go back to the locker room. You just hang out there?
Or? Locker room, read all my hate mail on Twitter, watched hung out with some equipment staff, and then whenever confetti was out there, I was out there.
That's cool, man. So moving into the national championship, obviously Clemson, a big game. It was back and forth, especially, early. For the – how does it feel to be a national championship first? National champion first off, is it like?
It's amazing. Like honestly, like that's what I've been dreaming about my whole life. It wasn't like playing in the NFL, not winning the Super Bowl. I always wanted to win a national championship.
Yeah.
And like it still hasn't set in because we ain't got our rings yet because they shut the factory down for the coronavirus.
Of course.
It still ain't set in yet because I can't flex with it, but.
Right.
Well, it really is a dream come true, and to be able to do it in New Orleans is insane. Like the whole like leading up to the game, like the days we were there staying, we had to stay on the second floor of the hotel. They had like security blocking off all entrances and exits, and every time we left the hotel, there was at least 500 people outside.
Wow,
man,
just going crazy. Like,
Do you think people are going to kind of write off LSU this year since, Joe Burrow's gone and you had some draft picks?
I love that answer.
Because Miles Brennan has a cannon.
No.
And you can hit him with a semi-truck and he'll get back up.
Damn.
You're going to learn that about Miles Brennan this year.
Really?
He's a tough son of a gun.
Do you talk to those guys that got drafted? Have you talked to those guys at all since they got drafted? Joe?
I talked to a couple of them, but their lives has changed so much.
Yeah, busy, dude.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. I'll see them when I see them, We're always going to have those ties. They're going to be around. I'm going to be around. Well, like I've talked to the guys I was real tight to, and I told everyone congrats and stuff, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, because a lot of guys got drafted that were juniors. We've been here since the Red Bull and Metallica. Like, me and Clyde and PQ, like we came on unofficial visits together. Like, we've been knowing each for 8 years almost, just from getting recruited and playing, and now 2 first-round draft picks.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah,
He
that's
lived
crazy.
above me for 2 years.
Yeah. What about Thaddeus Moss?
It's my guy.
Went to my Redskins, man.
Yeah, all the boys are the Redskins.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dad, man, he taught me a lot. He taught me a whole bunch about, like motions of how to move and maneuver a defender, and just tips on running routes. I ain't never run a route before in my life. All I ran was flat routes.
Yeah. Is that something you're gonna try to do more this year? You're gonna try to run some more routes, be like a tight end more?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was last year, but
right, yeah.
But that's the plan. Yeah, but obviously I'm a lot better at run blocking.
Yeah. Well,
I've got one more question for you, and then I'll pass it back off to Hudgens too for the closing. What's it like for the hype to build? Because obviously going into week 1, it wasn't like, oh, LSU is going to win the national championship, and then you get to like week 8, week 9, and like, oh, LSU is going to win the national championship. Like, how's that hype build, and does the pressure build like as you go week to week, especially like undefeated SEC championship and then ultimately the national championship? Obviously, those last 2 games are much different than any other game, but how's that hype build, and like how do the coaches tame that?
The way Coach O and our coaching staff helps settle our heads is block out the noise. Y'all probably heard that a million times, but that's all you got to do. Good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah.
It don't matter what people are saying about you. It's about what you're going to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, we prepared every week like we were playing Alabama, like we were playing Georgia, like we were playing Florida. It didn't matter if we were playing Georgia Southern or Utah State. We planned to, beat the crap out of them like they were, the best team we were going to face all year. And, you could tell when we prepare good, how good – like on Thursday, how good we're going to play.
right.
Yeah.
That's how it was this season. Like on Thursday, we do red zone passes on air. You're like, yep, this is going to be a good one.
Wow.
I hear you. So one of the first times I noticed you on the field was 2 years ago against my Miami Hurricanes. All right. You were the scariest guy on the field. Literally. Like the eye paint, the long hair. Do you just enjoy being the most terrifying guy on the field?
I try and do a little intimidation factor. I mean, but the eye black, the war paint, it's like that's kind of like that's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. It like whenever I put that eye black on, it's time to go. Like
right.
I'm wide open until I take it off.
Right.
That's kind of how I let it sit in my head, and that's my mindset going into it. But
yeah.
I mean, I'd be the scariest looking person out there, but I guess it just happens that way.
I mean, it just happens. I mean, you've said your goal is to bend your face masks like every time.
Yeah. Election.
I mean, that's fullback. But so you were a finalist for the Low Man Award last year, dude. It's do what now?
And the year before.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the year.
This is it.
This is it, dude.
It's happening this year.
Dude.
But my thing is, like, am I a fullback still though, or am I a tight end?
You're whatever you want to. You're whatever you want to be because you're the scariest guy on the field. Like, just tell Coach O what you want to play. But all right, man. Well, we appreciate you taking some time, jumping on, talking to some fellow 229 boys, and hopefully we can get you back on here soon. Talk some more football.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Irish. I ain't trying to do no FaceTime again.
Oh yeah.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Good luck this season.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,